Today we are going to have a new grammatical rule, grammar. Okay, this is called the inversion. Inversion. Here, if you can see, we have two sentences here. The first sentence, look at the screen please. He had never been so proud of his daughter as when he attended her graduation. Here, I'm here at this first sentence, okay? And read the second sentence here. Never had he been so proud of his daughter as when he attended her graduation. Look carefully at these two sentences and tell me what is the difference. What is the difference between these two sentences? Do you know the difference between these two sentences? Look carefully, especially at the first three words. The first three words. He had never. He had never. This is the first sentence. This is the normal word order. And in the second sentence, we have never had he. Never had he. And no change in the rest of the sentence. The rest of the sentence, no change. It stays the same. Look carefully. He had never been, starting from being here, nothing changed. Here, only these three here. Okay? Okay, now the first sentence is the normal sentence. The second one is the inverted sentence. Why we use the inverted sentence? Okay? We use the inverted sentence just for one thing, to make the statement more emphatic. To make the statement more emphatic. To put extra stress on the adverb. Never, here in the first sentence. Never, here. We add it in the first, so we have more stress on it. It's more clear. How do we change the normal sentence to an inverted sentence? I will write on the board one example for you, and we will know together. Okay, look carefully. We take the same example here. We will not change. He had never been so proud of an etc. This is the first sentence, as you can see. The second one, never had he been so proud of an etc. This, the normal sentence. The normal sentence starts with the subject. Number one, first word is subject. Then we have here had. Had here is an auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb. And then here, never. It's an adverb. Word number 3. Okay? Here we inverted, we changed the word order. Here, he comes here, number 3. And has still the same. And never, the adverb, comes here. Right? So, the last order, he had never, changes to never had he. He had never had he. Inverted, reversed. I want you to know the final form, the final formulation of this new grammatical rule. Here we start with the adverb. Then the auxiliary verb. Then the subject. Okay? Adverb, auxiliary verb, subject. Sometimes the sentence doesn't have an auxiliary. This auxiliary is not found. Not found. Now, if the sentence doesn't have an auxiliary verb, we have to add. We have to add one auxiliary. We have here three options to choose from: do, does, or did, according to the main verb of the sentence. The main verb of the sentence, we choose one of these three. Okay? Now, on your student books, page 64, here, exercise number 1B. This exercise, page 64, exercise 1B, we have 6 sentences. We try to make 2 or 3 sentences together. Okay, first sentence, I rarely have such a good story to narrate. I want one of you to invert it. Anyone can help me to invert this sentence? Just raise your hand. Do you know the answer? Any one of you? Please be more active with me. Anyone wants to participate? Please, students, anyone knows the answer, just raise your hand. Here, student book, page 64, exercise 1B. We have some sentences we want to invert. Okay? Okay. Okay, let's look here before we move to this exercise. We have here 3 sentences. It's very easy, and a choice, and choice is much easier. So here in this exercise, we have to choose the right word order in the inverted sentence. Okay, so first sentence, I planned, so proud to watch so bored to watch such a film. I planned, so bored to watch such a film. Here we have 4 choices. A, I have been never. Second, number B, have been I never. Number C, never I have been. Number D, yes, Khalid. It's the inverted sentences, yes. Khalid, please help me with this sentence. I need you to choose the correct answer here. Which one of these 4 choices is the correct inverted sentence, okay? Which one, Khalid? I have never been, I have been never, have been I never, never I have been, never have I been. Oh, it's the same. Oh, sorry. Never I have been, never have I been. Yes, Khalid. Any one of you, if you know the answer, help me. Which one is the correct answer? Now here, as we have written here, the right word order in the inverted words, in the inverted sentence, starts with the adverb. Okay, now we have 4 choices. Just two of them have adverbs, number C and number D. Number C and D, they start with never, which is an adverb. So the answer must be one of these two answers. One of them. Maybe C, maybe D. One of them is the answer. Okay. Now we move to second step. The adverb must be followed by an auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb. Here, number C is followed by I. I is not an auxiliary verb. Number D is followed by have. Have is an auxiliary verb. So the right answer is number D. Thank you, Khalid. Your choice is correct. It's number D. Okay. Again, we move to the second question. Rarely blank two movies. Rarely, this is the adverb. Then we have two things missing here, the auxiliary verb, and after that, the subject. Anyone knows the answer, please raise your hand or just write it in the chat. Number 2, we are here in the second sentence. Rarely two movies. Please choose one. Rarely he goes, does go, does he go, he goes. Which one is the right answer? Yes? Again, rarely, here is the adverb. Rarely, this one is the adverb. So, we want an auxiliary and subject. Auxiliary and subject. Which one of these sentences have auxiliary? Starts with auxiliary. We have number B and number C. Number B and C, this starts with the auxiliary. So the answer must be one of them. Okay, we have the auxiliary, the same auxiliary, does and does. So we have to look for the subject. Here we have go, go is a verb. Then we have he here, this is a subject. So this one is the right answer. Thank you, Khalid, again. C is the right answer. Now we move to number 3. Number 3, it's an inverted sentence too, but here it's a paired conjunction. A paired conjunction, it's a connector of two words, of two parts, like we have studied before, both and, either or, neither nor, the two parts. We put one part in the first sentence and the second part in the second sentence. Here we have no sooner. No sooner is a paired conjunction. It have two parts, no sooner in the first sentence, and then we have another word in the second sentence. What is the second part of this connector? No sooner when, or no sooner than, or that, or but. If you know the answer, please raise your hand or just write it in the chat box. No sooner than. Again, Khalid, thank you. Okay. Now, try to open your student book on page 64. Here we have some sentences we want to invert these sentences. Okay? I will help you. Okay, let's start with number 2 because it's a little bit easy. Number 2, here, I have never been so astounded. Number B, I have never been so astounded. I will write it here for you. I have never been so astounded. Okay? Now, I want you to invert this sentence. Okay? Anyone? Ha. Invert. I have never been. I, number one, have, number two, never, number three. Subject, auxiliary, and adverb. As we said, the correct order will be 3, 2, 1. Adverb, never, auxiliary, have, subject, I. And then there is all the sentence. Never have I been. Never have I been. Now, let's move to number 4. Number 4 is also a very easy one. Number 4, I had scarcely left. I had scarcely left. Here we have I, the subject, had, the auxiliary, and then scarcely is the adverb. I want the right order if you can help me. Okay, for people who have their student books with them, we are here on page 64, exercise 1B, fourth sentence here. Okay? Number 4, I want you to try to help me to convert this sentence. Yes, anyone knows the answer? Please raise your hand. Please be more active with me. It's very easy. It's very easy one. No one? Khalid? Fahad? Badr? Faisal? Naif? It's very easy. If you don't understand, just tell me and I will explain again to you. Badr, do you understand Badr? It's easy or it's difficult? You don't have a student? Khalid, I told you yesterday, you have to download it. Check on Telegram. Search for it. It's already there. Just try to download it on your mobile. Or ask your friend. It's not a big problem, Khalid. Please. Thank you. Okay. Just a minute. Clear? Clear. Now, we will check for another grammatical rule. It's a very old one. It's the relative pronouns. Relative pronouns, as you can see here, like who, whose, which, when. We use these pronouns to add an extra information about something in the sentence. Every pronoun has a function. Here, who, we use it if we are talking about persons, people, we are adding more information about someone. And then whose, we use it if we are talking about a position, something belongs to someone or something in the two sentences. Which, we use it if we are talking about things. When, we use it if we are talking about time. Now, in the first sentence, here, he is, we have two sentences. He is the person, and then blank, car was stolen. This was, and they were two sentences, but we have combined them together using this pronouns. they became one. Yes, Khalid, thank you. Again, Khalid, thank you. Yes, in the two sentences here, or in this sentence, we are talking about something belongs to this person. We are not talking about the person himself. He is the person, car was stolen. I'm not talking about that person, I'm talking about his car. So this is something belongs to someone and this is possession. So we use whose. Okay, thank you, Khalid. Second sentence. Here, whose is the right answer. Second sentence, she is the new doctor. Blank is coming to the hospital next week. She is the new doctor, is coming to the hospital next week. Here, in this sentence, I'm talking about what? About the doctor. So the doctor here is people. It's not things. It's not possession. It's not time. So the right answer is, thank you, Khalid. Oh, Badr. Thank you, Badr. Good, Badr. Thank you. Okay. Number 3. She is the journalist. Journalist, blank, article. Article, it's something she writes in the newspaper. Okay? Okay. She is the journalist, and then blank, and then article. An article is something belongs to the journalist. I'm talking about the article, not the journalist. So the right answer is what? Yes. Which one? Number 3. The right answer is, here I have a journalist. No, Badr. Badr. We have a journalist and we have the article. The article belongs to the journalist. It's her possession. Fahd. Fahd. We are not talking about the journalist, Fahd. I'm talking about the article here. I'm talking about the article, and this article belongs to the journalist. So I'm talking about possession. When I'm talking about possession, we choose whose. Whose for possession. Number 4. This is the chair. This is the chair. Chair, as you know, chair. The one I'm sitting on, this one. This is the chair my parents gave to me. Here I'm talking about what? I'm talking about the chair. I'm talking about the chair. Which pronoun is the right one? Who, whose, which, or when? Thank you, Badr. Thank you. Yes. Chair, it's things, not people. So we use which. Number 5. Number 5. We visited the school. My father taught. We visited the school. Khalid, thank you. Yeah, here I'm talking about the place. I'm talking about place, which is school. School is place. Where? When I'm talking about places, we use where. Okay, last one, number 6. Last one, number 6. I met her last month. She came to our school. I met her last month. Month. Time. Yes, Badr, thank you. When? When I'm talking about time, we use when. Okay, thank you. Here we have another type of exercise relating to the relative pronouns. We can see this way. Okay, let's now first remove this. Okay, clear? Clear all. Okay, here we have another type of exercise. Do as should, do as required. We have 2 sentences. We are asked to join them together, make them one sentence. Okay, the first sentence, this is the pilot. The second one, he traveled solo around the world. Now we want to join these two sentences to make only one sentence using who. Okay? Who can help me? Yes, please try. Anyone knows the answer, please write to me. Okay? Here, the first sentence, I'm talking about the pilot. The two sentences are talking about the same person, pilot. Okay? So, the pilot have to be followed by who? Who traveled? Very good. Thank you, Khalid. Yes. Who traveled? And then we complete the rest of the sentence as it is. Okay? Thank you. Okay. Let's move to the second sentence. We don't have space here, sorry. Oh, yes, number 5. Number 5 is a very common one. Okay? And I want you to help me with it. This sentence. The student lost his bag. He is waiting in the office. The student lost his bag. He is waiting in the office. Try to write the sentence. If you know the answer, just write it in the chat box. Okay. First of all, we are talking about the student. The students. Both sentences are talking about the student. So the second sentence, the relative clues should follow directly the one thing we are talking about. Here I'm talking about the student, so the second sentence, the relative clues should follow the student directly. The right answer will be the student who is waiting in the office lost his bag. Okay? Now we have finished this sentence also. Okay. I'm sorry we are running out of time here, so we have to be very quick here. Sorry again. Annotate. Clear. Okay. Here, my dear students, we have language functions. We have language functions, and you can find it here, the useful language on page 66. Here, this language box is very important to you. Here we have two kinds of sentences. The relationship between the sentences. If I want to join sentences, there is some kind of relationship. Sometimes there is a comparing and contrasting relationship. So when it's so, we use words like but, whereas, in comparison with, on the other hand, like these ones. Okay, sometimes you are asked to explain your choice, why you say so, why you choose this one. So we use explaining choices, like this one, because the main idea, and etc. So we have two different relations. We have comparing and contrasting, and we have comparing and explaining. Okay, just try to make use of these words or these connectors. Okay, now as you know, if you are in the exam, you will find this question very common. Maybe yes, this one. What would you say in these situations? We have here one situation, and you are asked to give your answer. You are moving from a city to a village. You are moving from a city to a village. You are living here in Al Jahra, and you are moving to the countryside like Al Abdali or Al Wafra. Explain to your friend the life you may live, comparing it to the city life. Then you have different lifestyles. You have to compare and contrast. You will say life in the village, life in the city life in the city is noisy, but whereas life in the village is quiet. Okay, you have to make use of these connectors. So we are here having comparing and contrasting. Here, number 2. While shopping with your mother, she asked you which dress color suits her better. You went to the market with your mother and she wants to buy a dress. She have 2 dresses. She wants you to give your opinion.